What's going on, guys? In this video, let's cover some quick tips on how to power up your roundhouse kicks. So I mentioned in a previous video that the way to generate power or to develop power when it comes to striking is you need 3 steps or 3 things, okay? And this is what I truly believe. And number 1 was you need technique. Number 2 is speed, then you have power. Once you have good technique, you add a little speed, then you have power. So make sure you have some basic techniques, and then if you have a basic roundhouse, a decent roundhouse, you have the fundamentals of how to throw a roundhouse down, then you add these little tips to it. Now, you don't have to have like the perfect roundhouse or really advanced developed roundhouse, but if you are advanced, these tips can help if you're not doing them. But these tips could help like in the middle ground when you've basically got your foot placement in your rotation. Now add this. And what it is really, it's extension. Now, you know at this point, and if you don't know, let me explain, that your foundational leg needs to extend. When you go to kick, you need to elevate, and that leg needs to come almost straight as you elevate. So what we miss sometimes is the extension of the kicking leg. We clog ourselves up. You kick like this because you're trying to crowbar your foot, which is a good kick if you know how to do it, or you know your distance, you end up too close to the bag of the opponent or the pads, so you just crowd the kick a little bit. So you got to work on your distance, and one way to do that is these drills. Understanding how to throw this properly can help you with maintaining your kicking distance. Because what you want to focus on is extension of this kicking leg. Full extension, getting it out there as far as you possibly can. Kicking that foot and it extends, your hip, everything extends as far as it can. 2 tips for that. Number 1, imagine hitting the bag or the target, the person or the pads, with your hip instead of your leg. This is why we get this anti-rotation. I call that anti-rotation, where you kind of rotate back towards it, trying to generate power, because you're focused on hitting with this. And that's why sometimes it can get clogged. If you focus on hitting with your hip, then you extend out your hip. You extend your hip towards the target, which gives you better rotation. And it makes the leg longer. The next tip is extension of your foot. Now really pointing your toes, extending that foot as far as possible. It becomes like a whip. So your hip, everything, it extends, and it's like you're trying to like almost rip it out of the socket and just whip it out as far as you possibly can. Imagine swinging that leg as far as it could possibly go. Straightening it and just getting it as long as possible. For those tips to work, man, visualization is key. So there's some drills you can do. Obviously, just kick the bag. And when you kick the bag, really envision getting that leg as long as possible. Getting out there, getting your kick going and extending it as long as possible. Getting your hip towards that bag, whipping that leg as long as it'll go. The best time to work on that is shadow boxing, okay? Or if you just want to do straight up drills, just kick in front of the bag, kick it whatever height you're trying, whether it's body or head height, you kick in front of the bag, and then you just extend outward. These are the pro style kicks or full rotation kicks. Pro style being when you throw a kick, boom, you put your foot down, reset, right? Or full rotation, boom, rotate around, reset your stance, always come home. If you need something to guide you a little better than kicking in front of a bag, you can find something to set up that you can kick over. Once you discover what that might be, sometimes I stacked up like foam rollers, that's always helpful. But I use a bench that we have here in the gym, but whatever you want to use, and you just kick over that. And then work on, again, extension, elevation. So extend this leg and extend the kicking leg. Try those out, and then see what your kick looks like, and see what it feels like. A lot of striking is feel. A lot of kicking, a lot of martial arts is feel. You have to do these things to get the feel. Once you know how it's supposed to feel, then that kind of goes into your flow. You know when things feel right, and you know when things feel off. So try those things, and I hope it helps your kick. So I really hope you enjoy what we're doing here. If you do, please show us some love, and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.